Untrue. Colombia accepted 475 deportation flights from the United States from 2020 to 2024. Fifth behind Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, El Salvador, according to Witness at the Border, an advocacy group that tracks flight data. It accepted 124 deportation flights. Yeah, so I guess the point at contention here is the military plane being used. So he was like, we don't want military planes to be used. You need to use civilian planes and commercial aircraft. You can't use military planes. All right, let's get to the news. The sun's coming out. Jesus Christ.
This hour here on Live Now from Fox. You're taking a live look at the White House as we have learned that President Trump is now ordering action to be taken against the country of Colombia, saying, quote, I was just informed that two repatriation flights from the United States with a large number of illegal criminals were not allowed to land in Colombia. This order was given to President, who is already very unpopular amongst his people. His denial of—
What a funny thing to say while you're in the process of like enforcing your will upon this person. Like, I find this kind of funny, where he's like, oh, this like stupid ass socialist president, nobody likes them. Okay, well, your actions are probably even less popular from the perspective of Colombians, where you're like, hey, these people that have done crimes in the United States of America, they're your responsibility now. Like, I suspect that the Colombian president saying no to that, saying no to this like deportation, like saying no to receiving these deported people is probably somewhat a popular move, right? Like, who the fuck is like, oh yeah, please give me all the criminals that did crimes in your country. You don't have to like directly send them in the way that Trump claims that is how it goes. But oh my God, my fucking hair. I'm gonna so bad. They said no because it was a military plane. Okay. I got you tripping on the hair. No, when I wake up in the mornings, my hair just looks like dog.
These flights has jeopardized the national security and public safety of the United States. So I have directed my administration to immediately take the following urgent and decisive retaliatory measures. And he also just shared that information in a social media post. Some of those measures include an emergency 25% tariffs on all goods coming into the United States. In 1 week, the 25% tariffs will be raised to 50%. Also issuing a travel ban and immediate visa revocations on the Colombian government officials and all allies and supporters. Visa sanctions on all party members, family members, and supporters of the Colombian government, enhanced customs and border protection inspections of all Colombian nationals, and cargo on national security grounds, treasury, banking, and financial sanctions to be fully imposed. President Trump saying, quote, these measures are just the beginning. We will not allow the Colombian government to violate its legal obligations with regard to the acceptance and return of the criminals they forced into the United States. This is a look right here of the social media post that he just issued there on Truth Social. That's on the left-hand side of your screen. On the right-hand side of your screen, that is a social media post by a Fox News journalist, Bill Maluzhin. As we continue to follow this breaking news, as we have learned that President Trump now ordering action to be taken against Colombia after two flights from the United States with a large number of illegal criminals were not allowed to land in Colombia. President Trump saying that the order was given by Colombia's president, and his denial of these flights, President Trump writes, quote, has jeopardized the national security and public safety of the United States, and therefore he has ordered his—
So stupid Trump is forcing all these countries in the arms of President Xi. No, it's great. I mean, yeah, it's Xi century, baby. I mean, this is why I say it's JD Pandon. Trump is a secret Maoist third worldist. He wants the global South to rise up. He wants the Amerifats to be punished. He wants the Treatlerites to die. Billions must die. JD Pandon, first world world genocide. That's it. That's literally his goal, man. Seems he works in mysterious ways you can't comprehend. But think about it, whatever. Think about how much he's f***ing the bag up for America, you know? Think about how much he has messed up the bag for the United States of America. He's doing it so much, he might as well be doing it on purpose. He might as well be doing it deliberately, you know? It's the Chinese century. The Chinese century of humiliation is over. It's now the Chinese century of prosperity. The Chinese century of dominance.
Administration to take a number of retaliatory measures, including emergency tariffs, a travel ban, revoking visas, sanctions, and also financial sanctions.
Yeah, he came in with the faucet of sanctions. And of course, the Colombian president changed his attitude. Petro's now offering his own presidential plane to assist with the deportation flights. Untrue. Colombia accepted 475 deportation flights from the United States from 2020 to 2024. Fifth behind Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, El Salvador, according to Witness at the Border, an advocacy group that tracks flight data. It accepted 124 deportation flights. Yeah, so I guess the point at contention here is the military plane being used. So he was like, we don't want military planes to be used. You need to use civilian planes and commercial aircraft. You can't use military planes. That's what it is. A travel ban for government officials, new 25% tariff on goods with an increase of 50% next week. Visa sanctions and increased inspections of Colombian cargo. I mean, this is smart. Like I've talked about like using the pre-existing power that you have. I mean, it's just, it sucks because it's being done at the behest of like an incredibly cruel and stupid policy, I guess. But like on principle, Trump doing this to Colombia, like big dogging Colombia like this, is no different than what I advocate for what I advocated for with Biden. Not to do this for like deportations and forcing countries that are poorer than us to, you know, play the role of a space to hold a lot of these people, but rather like enforce your agenda upon people within the government by saying, you're going to do this, Jack, or else I'm going to use pre-existing law and pre-existing mechanisms to punish you. You can do this to anyone.